Hi folks, this is Vincent Adderley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to revisit Raxxon. I would start with the box, but as you can see, unless I tilt it a certain way, you're not going to be able to see it. Anyway, Raxxon is a game for 1 to 4 players. It's for ages 14 and up, and the average play time is roughly 60 minutes or so. This is a game that we have played before, and this is one of Idley's favorite games. I don't know if it still is. But we're here just to revisit this and hopefully have a good time with it. Mm-hmm. This is a cooperative game where we are trying to rescue all of the survivors. Depending on the player count, you're going to shuffle a deck of cards that contains both infected and survivors in it. And setup is a bit more complicated than that. You do have this infection supply. These are all infected. And over the course of the game, these will move into the main draw deck, at least into the discard pile, and then eventually into the draw deck as this runs out. So we'll start with so many infected in the starter deck, but then more will come into the deck throughout the game. Mm-hmm. These are Raxxon cards, and they are typically bad. They represent a company. This is sort of like in the universe of Dead of Winter. Like, there's a crossover there. Mm-hmm. You'll find characters in this game that have the same name as Dead of Winter. In fact, by the same company, Plaid Hat Games. But anyway, so you might see like Mike Cho, for example, which is a very common character in Dead of Winter. Anyway, getting back to the whole Raxxon thing, they will either just tell you what to do or they will give you a choice. Sometimes they may not even take effect because certain situations do not warrant it. So we'll address those as they come up. Every round begins with players creating a grid. The size of which will depend on the player count. In a 2-player game, it's going to be a 3x3 grid, 1 or 2 players. In more than a 2-player game, this grid will be bigger. Now, we can add to this, so we may have to move our cards to the side or whatever as needed in order to observe that. But it's possible that this grid may become bigger during a round depending on the consequences based on the actions that we take. Speaking of which, every player chooses a character. I am Thomas Hart, and it's important that you put it on the correct side. This side is balanced for 1 to 2 players, and the reverse side is balanced for 3 to 4 players. So you'll see different actions depending on which side is appropriate for your current game. I am playing as Thomas Hart, who is a lieutenant in the army, and every character in this game has some kind of like special action that they're really good at. I believe mine, I'm not sure if it's across the board, but I have targeted airstrike. If I look at some of the other characters that are in the box, these are some of the other characters. This is conflicted airstrike and medicinal attack and request airstrike. And conflicted air. So different characters will have different variations of airstrike, just as one example. I believe my character is a bit more powerful in that regard. I could be wrong. And she is Olivia Brown, who is.
I think we have the same people
as last time. It's possible. I don't remember. I haven't watched the video that we recorded in the last time we played.
4 years ago.
Was it 4 years ago?
Yeah.
You remember this? Mm-hmm. It's scary how you ladies remember all little details. I'm in trouble.
I don't remember this game though.
I see. You just remember. Okay, I see.
I just remember loving it. Sorry.
You're fine, Dr. Olivia Brown. And I believe she's got medicinal attack. She's got this skilled quarantine ability, which allows her, typically when you quarantine, you take cards from here and put them into quarantine. However, she allows you not only to do that with more cards, but you can also move cards from uncontained into quarantined again, and from uncontained to contained. So whenever you quarantine something in this game, it goes to contained. At the end of the round, cards move from here to here, and then eventually they go from here to the discard pile. She allows you to even prevent them from going to the discard, and you can move them right back. That's the skilled quarantine, correct. Now, there are other actions that we didn't go over, but typically what we're going to do from round to round is we're going to take turns performing these actions. At the very beginning of your turn, you're going to resolve the following in order. You're going to trigger all active consequences for this character. So you're going to look at your sheet from top down. Anywhere where you have an action marker, which are these here, you're going to first do those consequences, and then you can take your action. So the more action markers you have on your sheet, the worse the consequences become. So you sort of have to figure out, do I want to quit now? Have I taken too many actions, or the consequence is no longer worth it at this point? This one, for example, is flip over a card in the grid, face up. This one is move. There was a hostile healthy person that you're supposed to rescue, but if they're in the evacuation pile, you have to put them back into the discard pile. Our goal is to get 20 of the healthy people into the evacuation pile, but this particular symbol moves them out of the evacuation pile into the discard, which is nasty. This is add a card from the draw deck and put it in the grid. It has to touch as many cards as possible. Otherwise, you just get to choose. This exclamation point means you have to draw a Raxxon card and resolve it. And that's it for me. I'm sure there's some other ones. There's this little infected symbol. This means you have to add a card from here and I think add it to the discard pile. There's a handy guide on the back here of all the different things. You add the top card of the infection supply to the population discard. So these are all infected. You're going to start moving them here should you have to resolve that particular symbol.
Okay.
I don't see any other symbols, but here's a quick look at all of them here. This Raxxon symbol increase Raxxon's power if they go from 0 to 8. Once they reach 8, game over, we lose. And typically, those symbols are found on these cards. Ew. So the more cards we draw, the more powerful Raxxon becomes, and so
these are generally bad.
Those are all generally bad, correct.
Okay.
So we do not want anything like that.
All right.
So here's a quick look at the player actions. Once the crowd is set up, which I sort of went over already, that particular grid, starting with the first player and going clockwise, each player may take a turn or pass. Once a player passes for any reason, her entire turn is skipped for the rest of the day. So once you decide to skip, you're done. You cannot do any more actions until everyone has skipped, and it even says so down there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to take turns in clockwise order and sort of just do our things.
So excited.
Yeah, you're happy with this, are you? Okay, so who do you want to
go first?
You want me to start? Okay. So first thing I have to do is I have to trigger all active consequences for this character. Well, I haven't taken any actions yet. There are no consequences. You can always take this investigate action on the top here, and there's no action marker associated with that, so there's no consequence. This simply allows you to flip one of these cards over to see what you're dealing with, and I may start with that.
Okay.
So I think what I'm going to do is just flip over a card. Maybe I'll do this one here. So this is hostile. Now, this particular symbol is an eyeball. We take a look at, whenever you see this eyeball, you stop. And this, you look at the grid to see how many cards are like this one on the table. If you've reached a certain number, then you have to observe whatever it says. In this case, if there are 2 hostile cards on the board, then you are forced to flip another card over. If there are 4 hostile cards on the board, then you end the current round and that's it.
Wow.
That's it. No one else gets to take a turn.
Okay.
So you do not want to do that, because at the end of the round, any cards that are still face down will turn face up. And any monsters that are still on the grid or in uncontained quarantine, you'll add that many cards from the infected supply based on how many monsters you see here and here. Okay. So what we're trying to do is reveal all the monsters and get rid of them before the end of the day so that we don't add any more cards here. Oh, by the way, there is a difficulty setting in this. The number of monsters you add to the starting deck is dependent on difficulty in addition to player count. The introductory game, or the easy version, says you add 9 monsters to your starting deck. So we've got 9 monsters in here, and the rest are healthy. Some are hostile. You'll know that they're healthy by this little heart symbol. This heart symbol is healthy. If you see a monster, though, you'll recognize it. To sort of make up for the fact that we kind of lost the last game, I have tweaked it slightly to make it a little easier.
Did we lose, really?
I believe we did lose last time. Barely. I think we barely lost in the last one. So, because we haven't played it in a while, I did take out 1 or 2 additional monsters in the starting deck just to give us more time to get a handle on the situation.
Okay.
It may not be easy. It may be too easy. I don't know. That's why I like house rolling stuff and figuring it out. But anyway, so I did that. I investigated. That's not an action marker. That's just that. So I took my action, and then that's it. So now it is your turn.
Okay.
You're going to resolve all of the consequences, which there are none, and then you're going to perform one of these actions.
Now, what was this one? Adding something?
That adds a card from the draw pile to the grid, touching as many cards as possible. Otherwise, you get to choose where it goes.
Okay. And not flipped over, just
No,
face
you
down.
just add it face down to the grid, which might be bad, because if it's infected, we don't want infected out there.
Yeah.
The chances are low because we don't start with a whole lot. But as the game goes on, the odds are against us.
All right. And killing a card.
Killing a card adds it to the discard pile.
Interesting.
It doesn't actually remove it from the game. It brings it to the discard pile.
Okay.
But we don't want to really kill the host. We want to save these guys. We want to move all the healthy hearts to the evacuation pile. We're trying to kill off the infected and get them off the board.
So the kill, it says kill all adjacent cards. Does that mean face down cards too?
You can, but it's risky. Because if you kill, there are some innocents that if you kill them, bad things happen.
I see. So this is not just like a kill all, only if it's face up. This is just kill all.
So you have 2 options with this. The first one is kill 1 card in the crowd. You pick 1 and it's gone in a discard. If the other option is draw a Raxxon card, this question mark means that you have to do this in order to do this action.
Oh, okay.
That's what the question mark means. This is an optional action. Also kill all adjacent cards, but if you choose to do that, you have to draw a Raxxon card.
So the question mark is...
Question mark looks like this. Yeah, here, the back of the rulebook says, draw a Raxxon card only if you choose to resolve the specified effect after this icon.
I see.
Draw the card after completing the effect. So you would kill all adjacent cards if you did that, and then you would draw a Raxxon card and...
So if I chose this action, it would draw a card?
No.
So what does it mean, kill all adjacent cards?
You're here. Let's say you kill this one. And
so this plays off of this?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's say you kill a card on the board, and you chose that. Now let's say you chose to do the optional action, kill all... You'd be killing this one, this one, and this one. But you'd also have to draw a Raxxon card after the fact.
I was just trying to get the handle on it.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, 4 years.
Yeah. It's been a while. I remember loving this game. I don't remember how to play.
You don't remember why, but you remember loving it. I see how it
exactly.
is. So remember, you can always take the investigate action without... Because there's no consequence to it.
Yeah.
But if you do decide to do one of these, that means on your next turn you have to do the bad stuff.
Yeah, there was a way to take off those tokens, right?
No.
Really?
They stay on your card until you pass. So the more of these you do, the more bad stuff.
But then if you pass...
You don't have... Once you pass, you don't have to do those actions anymore.
Okay, and then they get taken off?
At the end of the round, yes.
Yeah, the round. Okay, I see. Okay.
My advice is investigate a little bit. See what we're dealing with, and then we start doing the more powerful actions.
All right.
That's my opinion, but you do you.
Okay, fine. I'll do investigate. And now, is that the first, second, or third action?
That would be the second action.
The
The first one is resolve all consequences, which you don't have any. So the second now is choose an action, and 3 is resolve it.
Yeah. All right, let's go with this one. Oh, man.
All right, so it's a hostile. Now, this says if there are 2 hostile cards, you have to flip another one over.
Okay.
Okay, because there's 2 hostiles now, and this says if there are 2 hostiles, then flip one over. So you have to flip another one over.
All right.
Susceptible. This is, if this unit is killed, add an infection card from here to here.
Ooh. Okay, and that's not good, right?
We don't know, because these go into your draw pile later on after this runs out.
Okay.
Remember, there's only like 7 or 8 infected right now, but if we start moving cards from here to here, it's like a deck builder.
So you want those cards in that?
We don't want those
We
cards.
don't. That's okay. That's what I said.
we don't want the infected
Okay.
in this because we're trying to get all of the healthy people as it stands here.
Yeah.
But the more we clutter up the deck with bad cards, the harder they will be to find.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it's your turn.
It is now my turn. So I can possibly say what I'd like to do. This is choose a row or column in the crowd. Move those cards to the evacuation pile. So what I might try to do is move this here or this here to get them in a row. And then I have this aggressive crowd control thing. This says swap the position of any 2 cards in the crowd. So I might do that. So I'm going to take that action.
I'm surprised you wouldn't want to take the investigate and just reveal this.
I could. I mean, you want me to try that first?
Because I have the same thing. Choose a row or a column in the crowd with all cards.
Be careful, though. My consequence is flip cards over. Yours is draw a Raxxon card.
Yeah.
See, different characters have different consequences.
That's true.
Based on what you're looking at. So we have to think about what actions who should take.
Yeah.
If you're not concerned about Raxxon right away, then you can totally do that. But if you want, I can I can investigate this without triggering any consequences.
So the ones that come here.
Mm-hmm. The ones that are quarantined here do nothing, but at the end of the round they are moved here.
And then at the end of that round,
they move here.
And then they go back into there.
Yes.
I see.
So ideally, we want to get the infected here, and we want to keep them here as long as possible.
Okay, but these ones that are healthy, you want to put into
an evacuation pod.
I see. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I will take your advice and investigate this one just to see if we can clear out a column. All right. Susceptible. If this one dies, add an infected to this. All right, so it is your turn. There are no consequences to activate. You can take an action.
I'm gonna kill a card.
Why would you do that?
I'm just kidding. Okay, that's awful.
I'm never playing this game with you ever again.
That's funny. All right. Move all cards of one type. No, swap the position of any 2 cards. So how do you move these into the evacuation pile?
Evacuation?
That's the only one?
Yes.
Oh, fudge nuggets.
You can do that, but if you don't pass on your next turn, you have to draw a Raxxon card and resolve it.
Okay.
But if you want to, go ahead.
You have that move a column, right?
I have, yes.
So what if I use the swap position of any 2 cards in the crowd and leave and put these, that way you get these 2 hostiles into the evacuation pile on your next turn.
I'm fine with either or. I mean, I'm fine with...
Because if we get another hostile, that's going to be closer for us to...
Yeah, but if I'm going to... once this hostile is here, it no longer counts toward this in the grid. So I'm going to evacuate this column anyway on my next turn. So once I do that, this is now evacuated.
I know, but that's why I'm thinking if I swap, you can get her in the evacuation pile too if I just swap these 2. That way it doesn't add...
It's up to you, but keep in mind, you're going to reveal 2 cards on your next consequence. It's up to you, but I'm fine with that. Maybe there will be 2 humans here, or 2 health, I don't know.
Alright, so if I choose the investigate action...
You just flip one over.
Yeah, I flip one over, but if it's a hostile, I'm forced to flip another one, right?
No. Oh, yeah, if... No, it says if there are 2 out there. It doesn't say anything about 3. It's not greater than. It says if there
I thought it was at least 2.
It says 2 equals this and 4 equals that. It doesn't say greater than or equal to. It just says equal to. It's common. It's math.
All right.
It says if the number of hostiles 2 is equal to this, 4 is equal to this. It doesn't say greater than or equal to. It says equal to. That's a standard math.
Yeah. So I have a question then. If I flip this over and it's hostile...
Nothing happens. But
now, if it's your turn and you end up, I don't know, somehow putting that into the evacuation pile...
Then we only have 2.
Yeah, and so...
That only resolves when you flip it. It's not a permanent effect. You only resolve these cards when they flip. It's not a permanent effect kind of thing.
Okay.
So, if you can either evacuate or...
I'll do my investigate then.
Investigate, all right.
Familiar.
If this character is killed, the active player must pass the rest of this day. So you'd have to end your current round.
The next turn this day. Okay.
So if he's killed...
Pass their next turn. It says their next turn this day.
Okay, so in that case, you would just skip a turn.
Okay.
All right, so now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and choose the evacuation. First of all, there is no consequences to resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to choose evacuation and put my marker here.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from left to right. And now I'm going to choose a row or column in the crowd with all cards face up and healthy. Move those cards to the evacuation pile. I'm going to move these 3 to the evacuation pile. 3 of 20 done.
Awesome.
And that's it. So now it is your turn.
Okay, and when do these get refilled?
At the end of the round.
End of the round. Okay.
Or at the start of a new day, I should say.
Okay. Okay, I will do investigate again, because why not?
Okay, if you want to investigate, go for it. Hostile. Now it says, this is now 2, so now you have to flip a new card over.
Ooh.
Carrier. Okay, so this one says, if there are 2 carriers in the grid, then the next one it goes face up, you have to draw a Raxxon card.
Okay.
If there are 3, then the round is over. So it's a push your luck kind of thing. I don't know, are these, if any of these are carriers, we draw a Raxxon card.
Yeah. I have a skilled quarantine. Move up to 3 face up infected cards from the crowd and or the uncontained quarantine pile to the contained quarantine pile.
So, now, you already did an investigate, though,
yeah,
this turn.
It's your turn.
So now it's my turn.
Can you see the book real quick while you do that?
Yes, but first, I have to resolve consequences. It says, I have to flip a card over as part of my consequence. I want to see what this is, because if it's a bad guy, I can use my targeted airstrike to kill both of them. So I'm going to flip this one over to see what it is. It is a volatile card, which is also a bad one. If there are 2 of these in the grid, then we have to add an infection card from here to here. Now that's all the consequences that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use targeted airstrike. And what that is, choose a card in the crowd, kill that card and any adjacent cards of your choice. So I'm going to kill this one and choose to kill this one also because it's adjacent. So I'm going to take these 2 and they go into the population discard pile.
This one doesn't get killed.
Of my choice.
Yes. Okay.
That's correct. I did not choose to kill that one.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yes, so that ends my turn, and it is now your turn.
Okay.
Now, at the beginning of my next turn, I have to flip a new card over, and I have to add a card, unless I pass.
So what happens if... No, I guess I'll just investigate. It's an innocent.
Innocent. Ooh, that's good. Okay. In that case, why don't we end the day? You could evacuate this column and put one there. What's your evacuate to?
Choose a row or column in the crowd with all cards face up and healthy. Move those cards to the evacuation pile.
You could totally do that. Then we could just both end our turns without taking any more.
So I have a question. I just did the investigate, right?
Yes.
And now it's your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you investigated. You're right. Okay. Yeah, it is now my turn. So now I have to flip a new card over, which I can't do.
Okay.
And now I have to add a card to the tableau.
I see.
And it has to touch as many cards as possible. So it has to go here.
Go there.
Okay. So now I get to take my turn. I'm probably going to take the evacuation again. However, if I take another turn after that, then a card, the hostile from here will move here.
Ooh.
So I'm definitely going to pass after this. I have to. I want to evacuate these people.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you can deal with whatever this is.
Yeah. I'm sure. I could just evacuate in my next turn and just do a Raxxon card.
Let me go ahead and get these out because I don't want any. Okay, so I'm gonna do evacuation.
Ooh, that's a nasty ability though for you to take an evacuation person and put him in the.
It is, but I'm gonna pass on my next turn so that this doesn't happen.
Oh, I see.
So I'm gonna get rid of these.
Okay.
And put them here, and that ends my turn. But when it comes back to me, I'm gonna pass and prevent this from happening.
I see.
So now you're the only one left in this round.
Okay. I'll do this.
You're going to evacuate. Are you going to investigate?
It's chaotic.
So it's chaotic. Okay.
So what does that say?
So technically, you investigated.
Yes.
Your turn is over, and now you started.
Do these effects apply?
Actually, let's see. This says, if there's 1 in the tableau, you add a new card.
So because
you did that,
yeah.
a new one comes out touching. You want it here or here?
Let's put it. Oh, dang.
It's up to you. Or here. It has to touch as many cards as possible.
Oh, really?
It can go either way.
No. Let's put it here. I have high hopes.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay. So we resolve that card. Your turn is over. Now you start a new turn. There's no consequences to... I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
So day is over. Or not day is over, but...
Your day is
My
over.
day is over. It is now your turn.
Okay.
You resolve consequences. There are none. Now you...
I can investigate if I want to.
You can. I just hope it's not that, because it'll quickly spiral out of control. My advice...
Maybe I should have put it here and then kill the card. And then kill this one.
Well, you have to kill all adjacent cards. You'd be killing that as well.
Oh my gosh.
Which wouldn't be terrible, only because...
This is infected, right?
That's infected.
I could move... This is... that's kind of a waste. It says move up to 3 face-up infected cards from the crowd to the quarantine pile. To the contained quarantine pile.
I say we need to know what that is.
Yeah.
But...
Let's do it.
All right, so that's your investigation? Is
Yes.
that what you're doing? Okay.
Yes.
So the turn is over?
Yes.
You're going to start a new turn.
I'm going to pass.
Well, no, you need to kill this.
I don't...
If you don't kill it, you can do the medicinal attack and then just not...
So if I don't kill this, what happens?
At the end of the day or round,
Mm-hmm.
whatever cards are left here that are infected, or here that are infected, new cards come here.
Okay.
And those are bad.
Okay.
We need to clear as many. So
now, if I kill this one, right, with this,
Mm-hmm.
I have to kill all adjacent cards.
No, you don't. That's optional.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
Your main action is kill 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, I see.
Optional, kill all adjacent cards, but then draw a Raxxon card.
I see. Okay.
So my advice is kill the 1 card.
Just kill it?
Just kill it.
All right.
All right, so it's dead. Now, turn is over. You start a new day. Here's the thing. If you pass now, we're totally safe. Because we're not going to resolve this, and we know there's no monsters anywhere, and these go into the discard pile. Or you can add a new face-down card and take another turn. I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to play it safe. I'm not in the picture anymore to help you.
I know. I am a risky person, though. I am a gambler. So, with that said...
This is going to resolve every turn.
I know. If I don't choose to pass, I could pass. Okay, you know what? Let's go safe. I will pass.
You're going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we do the end of day stuff. Flip all remaining cards here face up, which there are none. Do not trigger any of these effects when you do that. Mm-hmm. Count the total number of infected here, and add that many cards. There are none, so we don't have to do that. Shuffle the crowd, uncontained quarantine, and population discard pile all into the population draw pile, which is here. So we have to put the crowd, uncontained quarantine, and this into this.
Okay.
So I have to shuffle that up a little bit here.
Okay. Do you want me to shuffle it?
I got it.
All right.
Thank you. All right. So these are now there.
Mm-hmm.
And next, ongoing containment. Move all cards in contained quarantine to uncontained. There are none. Mm-hmm. And then clear all action tokens, which we did. Mm-hmm. And now we start a brand new day. And to do that, we do another 3x3 grid.
Wow.
So
makes me want to play Flatline at the same time.
Flatline. That's a real time though. I don't understand how that relates.
I don't know. It's like the whole scariness of it, I guess.
I see. All right. Well, there you go. I don't know about start player. Why don't you go first this time?
All right, I'll go first. Let us.
I'm assuming that the first player passes from player to player, if I had to guess.
I'll start with the middle.
The player to the left of the most recent becomes... Yes, so you would go. We alternate. All right, so you're going to investigate as your action? Okay, so you found a familiar. This active... Okay, so if this person dies, you pass a turn. You skip a turn. All right, so your turn's over. My turn, resolve, nothing to resolve. I'm going to pick one to investigate as well. Maybe I'll pick this one here. It is a hostile. Okay. My turn's over. Goes to you, nothing to resolve.
I will pick this one. It's a hostile.
Hostile, okay. But there are two hostiles now on the table, so you have to flip another card.
All right. Let's do this top one.
Innocent. All right, if this person dies, draw a Raxxon card.
Okay.
All right, I may start the day, or start my turn, resolve, and then I'm going to investigate, or I'm not investigate, but evacuate these three. Cool. I need to get them out of here because we don't want any more. Once we get 4 hostiles, that will end the current day. All of these flip over and monsters will be bad.
So we need 5 more cards to win?
Not more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got half roughly. I think there are 20 healthy on the deck.
Wow. Oh, so we have to get them all.
Yes. 20 or 25. I don't remember the exact number.
Jeez. Okay.
So now it is your turn. You get to choose whatever. On my next turn, I have to start flipping cards over.
Yeah. All right. I will do this one. It's an innocent. It's your turn.
All right. So beginning of my turn, I have to flip this. So I'm going to see what this is. It's chaotic. This says add, if there's one card on the table already of chaotic, then add another one from here face down. Okay. I'm going to put this here. If this isn't infected, I can turn this up, and maybe I can do a targeted strike.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Later on.
And I can do a kill one card in the crowd and kill adjacent cards if this is infected.
Yeah, but I have to take my turn.
Yeah.
So I did my consequence and added, or flipped this and added that. Now I have to take a turn. I could investigate just to see what these are, but I have to make sure that they're not chaotic. I'm a little concerned.
How many chaotics are in the deck?
How many cards?
Chaotics.
Oh, I don't know. It's random. Again, at the beginning of the game, you're supposed to have 9 of these infected cards. They could be chaotic, carriers, volatile.
And the additional ones that you took out were also random.
I don't know.
All right.
I only took out 1 or 2 extras. That's fine. Choose a row or column in the crowd, shuffle the cards together face down, and place them on top. So I could put them back here, but I don't know if I really want to do that. Quarantine, aggressive crowd control. I guess I'll stick with investigation. I do want to see what this is. So this is volatile. If there are 2 on the table, then a new infected comes out here. Okay. And that ends my turn. Okay. So there's a risk. If another purple, another red comes out, one of these 2 will trigger.
Now,
if there's a way to kill...
What I could do is evacuate these 2.
What's your evacuation do?
Choose a row or column in the crowd with all cards face up and healthy.
No, this is a row and this is not healthy.
Oh, okay. So it
says healthy on there, so this has to be healthy.
All cards face up and healthy. Okay, I see. Oh my gosh. What I could do is kill a card in the crowd, and then... Oh, but I would also have to kill... Oh, no.
It's optional.
Optional. I keep forgetting about that. Optional. I'm almost tempted to...
My targeted strike is a lot more powerful.
Because it gets rid of 2 cards?
I can get rid of any adjacent cards.
That's awesome.
If you investigate this and this is a monster, I could then target this and kill both.
Oh, I'll investigate.
Investigate.
It's a carrier.
Nice. Okay, that's actually that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, it is.
On 2 carriers, we draw a Raxxon card. All right. So now it's my turn. I have to flip a card over. I have to hope it's not one of these. It's susceptible, which is okay. I'm going to do targeted airstrike and choose a card in the crowd. Kill that card and any adjacent cards of your choice. I will kill these. Okay. And they go into the discard pile. That sort of helps us out there.
I feel like... Okay. I feel like we really should be adding cards as this is getting emptier and emptier, right? Because that way we can save more. Because the more we kill, the more we actually take off the...
The more we kill now... What are you talking, quarantine or kill?
Kill.
If we kill them, that prevents their effects from kicking in when more cards are revealed. So it's good to get them off the board early.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If we keep drawing, like, I'm kind of sad that I don't have these draw abilities.
All right, then go ahead.
But I can't use them. Like, it. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so is it my turn?
It is your turn. There's nothing
I will flip.
I'll be adding a new card on my next turn.
Okay. Ooh.
Chaotic.
So we have to add a new card, which is a good thing, I think.
Question is, where do you want? It has to be
one of these.
It can be here or here as well.
Oh, really?
And you have to touch as many cards as possible.
Yeah, so when in this...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes, cards. It has to be here or here. You're right.
I see.
So which one do you want, here or here?
I'll do this one.
Yeah, if I can do a targeted strike and knock these out, or you can quarantine them, assuming this is bad. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So I think that's it, right? Because I flipped this over, yes. I took the ability, and now it's your turn.
So now I have to flip over a card. Mm-hmm. Chaotic 2. That means I have to add 2 more cards to the tableau.
Okay.
One has to be here, and then I can put this one wherever I feel like it.
And you have to add another card.
And then I have to add another card, yes. Which will go here.
Okay, that's okay.
There's going to be... I may have to start passing soon.
Now it's your turn.
I feel like I need to target strike this as well, and then pass to prevent any more bad stuff from happening. Because if I reveal another chaotic, means turnover. Mm-hmm. I'm very tempted just to targeted strike these. However, that means that on my next turn, hostiles will start going back here, and I don't want that.
Wait, I thought targeted strike was this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, that just means add more cards to the tableau.
Which is fine, I think.
All right, I will do a targeted strike then. I will target this one and do the adjacent one here, just to get rid of these.
Okay.
Hopefully, I didn't miss out on the opportunity to kill these, but we got some more off the table.
Okay.
And it is now your turn.
All right. I'm going to flip this one.
Investigate.
Yeah.
It's a familiar. Awesome.
And I think that's all I can do.
Yes.
But on my next turn, I can choose a row or column and...
Evacuate?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to flip a card over.
Okay.
It's a hostile.
Okay.
But 2 or more will trigger that. Mm-hmm. Now I have to add 2 more cards.
Yep.
So we've got this, and I can either do this or this. Yeah. I'll do this. All right.
You sure you don't want to do it here?
What difference would it make?
Because if this third card is revealed and it's a safe, we can get rid of...
All right, that's fine.
...that. Unless... Yeah, because I'm going to evacuate that row next turn.
Yeah, if I evacuate it, then we have to start adding stuff, and I don't know.
Oh, actually... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I guess it doesn't matter because of this row too, or column. So go ahead, sorry.
It's fine. Quarantine, aggressive crowd control. I'm kind of tempted to... Well, I already did my action. So I already did these, so I might as well take an action.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll evacuate and then just pass on the next turn. Because you don't have any actions to... No, yeah, you don't have any consequences.
Okay.
So I might evacuate and then leave you to deal with...
Okay.
Without revealing any more cards at this point. I'm a little concerned about adding more cards to the grid.
Really? Okay.
Because this is going to get busy very quickly.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot of the volatile
it's
stuff
possible. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Mm-hmm. And there's, I think, 7 or 8 total. So there's a couple more somewhere. I just don't know where they are. But maybe you're right. Maybe I just not... I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. Choose a row or column and shuffle those cards together face down and place them on top of the pump. So I could, take these and put them on top just to give us more time. But in doing that, I have to add more cards later.
Which isn't bad. I still think it's not that bad of a deal.
Okay. Should I do that, or what do you think? If I start evacuating, then...
I think that's...
I want to save that for last.
I would rather pick from this deck than have you put back people.
I'm going to do the Enforce Curfew, but I have to draw 3 cards on my next turn.
Ooh. Oh, that's not bad. I don't think it's bad.
All right. So we're going to be right back where we started.
Okay.
So this says, choose a row or column in the crowd, shuffle the cards together, and put them on top of here. So I'm just going to take these, just to give us some breathing room.
Yeah.
Shuffle these up and put them back on here. And my turn is over. Bless you.
Excuse me. Now I'm going to evacuate.
Okay. Now, if you continue with this,
Yeah.
then
I have to draw that.
Correct. So I just want to warn you.
It's alright. We'll see what happens. I'm just curious.
Okay.
And then these go over here.
Yep.
And it is your turn.
Yep.
And you get to add cards.
Unless I pass.
Nah.
Wow. First, I'd have to flip a card and then add 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I have to flip this one.
Mm-hmm.
Hostile.
Yay.
Now I have to add 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. And those are the 3 cards that I put back.
Yeah.
From before.
Yeah. So one of them is a hostile and the other we don't know.
So what I could do is, I could evacuate this column to get them out of there and then hope that these aren't monsters to add to there.
One of them is a hostile.
We don't know that.
Well, the 3 that you put back.
2 were face down and 1 was hostile.
I know.
Right.
That's what I said.
Right. So maybe if I do evacuate this and then skip my next turn, unless I do more aggressive, I can do another enforced curfew and put. I could. Well, no.
What about investigating? Just investigating.
Then I'd have to flip a card over and add 3 more. Like, this is getting out of hand.
Well, what do you mean? You mean on your next turn?
No, if I decide to take an action right now,
Yeah.
that means I have to follow through with. Or wait. No, I see. I already did that. Okay, yeah, I get to take an action.
Yeah.
This is going to be my last action, I think, for this round.
Okay.
So I think I should evacuate these and get them out of here.
Okay.
But I will skip my next turn and end the day, because I do not want to start moving those over.
It's unfortunate, because I really wanted to add these, because I think that we were doing really well getting rid of all those poison
That's true.
people. Because now, next turn, next day, we have to shuffle all that back into that deck.
That's true, yeah.
And that's going to be even worse, because a lot of these healthy people are out of this deck. So.
Well, I mean, I can take it back if you want.
I mean, what are you okay with what you just did?
What other choices do I have here?
Investigate. That's what I would have done.
I guess, but the more cards that are out here at the end of the day that are hostile that we can't take care of.
Oh, hostile. Really?
Not hostile. Infected.
Okay.
The infected that are out here at the end of the day and here will add cards from here. I'm afraid that we will burn off more than we can chew. I only have 1 targeted airstrike left.
All right.
I'm afraid that more cards will come out than I can handle, and then we'll have like 3 cards out here that are infected, and then I won't be able to do anything.
Okay.
So, your turn, you have to resolve. Unless you pass, you have to resolve this.
I see. Should I pass them?
What are you gonna do?
Because I would just investigate. That would be the only thing.
If you
one of these are hostile, I know that.
Right.
But we don't know the other 2.
I'm fine with ending the day.
All right, let's just end the day.
Okay. So, at the end of the day, we flip all remaining cards. Celebrity, hostile, volatile. Unfortunately, that means that count the total number of infected cards in the crowd, trigger the infected thing that many times. So we have to add 1 from here to this. And all of these come back here. We shuffle these up.
Yeah.
And all of these go into... So only 1 more infected card got added to... Which isn't bad, all things considered. Don't give me that look.
I don't know, man. Look at all these people that we saved. That's not nearly as... That we only have a couple of healthy people, and the majority of this deck...
You're going to have to start quarantining then. So, population, shuffle the crowd, did that. Move all cards, did that. Okay, so remove all tokens from your character sheet. And then we start a new day. But all in all, we're not doing too bad.
Yeah, for now.
Until it spirals out of control.
Until the feces hits the rotating oscillator.
Yes. Okay, Sheldon.
Sorry. It's My favorite saying. What do you want
I
me to say?
see.
I have to say it at least once every video.
That's very attractive of you. All right, well, there we go. New day. I'm first player.
Okay.
I will start by investigating, just to see what it is. I'll start over here, and it's a hostile.
Okay.
Nothing happens, so it's your turn.
Okay.
Nothing to resolve, so you get to take an action.
I will take this action and investigate.
That means you have to flip over another card.
I will do this.
3 hostiles. I'm going to rescue these people because
Woo-hoo.
I do not want a 4th one that'll end the day. That would be terrible.
Yes.
I will evacuate this row.
Okay.
And these hostiles are now... That couldn't have gone any better.
Good. Yeah, that's what I was aiming for, I guess.
Yes, sure. It is now your turn.
Alright, I will do the bottom left.
Chaotic. You have to add 1 more card.
Alright, let's do it. Doesn't matter.
Where do you want it?
Left.
Alright. Now you get...
Or actually, you know what? Let's go here.
Okay.
You know what? No, let's go here. Okay. Now I...
Well, you just did that, right? You investigated.
So it's now your turn.
Well, wouldn't you rather have this here in case I can do a targeted airstrike?
Yeah. If it's a healthy person, that would stink.
Again, I can choose who to hit.
I know. Alright, fine. Go ahead.
I first have to flip a card over.
Okay.
So I'll start with this. It's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I can always swap cards around too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will investigate further and hope that it's not a chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to check this one out so that we can maybe... Your quarantine, is it anywhere on the grid or do they have to be adjacent to each other?
No, anywhere from the crowd.
Okay. I say we start quarantining because we need to get these cards out of this.
Okay. Up to 3 face-up infected
cards.
cards.
I'm going to go ahead and just choose this one here, I think. Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, just in case I have to kill them. I'll go ahead and investigate. This is a volatile.
Good.
Nothing happens.
Good.
So now it is your turn. You have nothing to... No bad effects there.
I'm gonna... See, I want to do my skilled quarantine, but I want to take advantage of the 3. Because this, if I do this, I'm going to have to add a card and take this.
Correct.
So I was
if you want
thinking
to
about investigating
go for
this.
It. Yeah, go for it. Why not?
It's a familiar.
Familiar. Okay, that's not bad. So that ends your turn, and now it is my turn. I have to flip over a new card. Maybe it'll be something...
Maybe this one? Oh, okay.
Carrier. That's perfect.
Okay.
Because now I'll take my turn... And I don't want to investigate, really.
You can target?
What do you mean target?
Target airstrike?
No, I'd rather you quarantine them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's just, okay, fine.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen, I know.
Might as well use the ability, because we need to, the more survivors we rescue,
yeah, I know,
the harder they're going to be to find in a very fat deck of infection cards.
All right, go ahead.
So, I could do no, I don't want to enforce curfew, quarantine, move up to 2 infected cards from the crowd. I could do quarantine, but that would eliminate your 3. It's kind of silly. Swap the position of any 2 cards in the crowd.
That's a good one if you put that one there.
Yeah, maybe if one of these are healthy, I can put...
Or this one up there.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that. That way I can rescue this row and get these 2 out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to swap these 2 by taking this action. Aggressive crowd control.
Okay.
Swap the position of any 2 cards. As an option, you may also flip a face-up card in the crowd face down. But that would also make me have to draw a Raxxon card, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to end my turn with that.
So the question marks make you have to do this.
Correct. If you take the effect.
If I take it. Okay. So I will quarantine, skilled quarantine.
Okay, and you choose 3 cards in the grid, and you quarantine them here.
Yes.
So that's actually a really good thing. Okay. All right, so let's get them out of here. All right. All right. And that ends your turn.
Yes.
So now I have to flip a card over and flip another card over from here and here. So I have to flip this over and flip this over.
It's a good thing you didn't flip this over.
Yes.
Because that's a Raxxon card.
Yeah. So I'm going to do aggressive crowd control and swap the position of these 2 cards so that we can rescue this entire row.
Okay.
How many cards do we have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
18, 19, 20.
I believe that would be game.
Wow.
Once we evacuate
So,
them.
It's my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm going to evacuate them.
Well, first.
Oh, yeah, I have to actually add a card.
You have to add a card
Yeah,
and you have
sorry.
to do your Raxxon.
Okay, so add a card first.
Has to go here.
Yep. And then I will do a Raxxon.
All right. This says Friends Forever Part 2. If Friends Forever 1 is in the triggered pile, there's two piles. One is untriggered and one is triggered. In this case, because Part 1 is not available, this would simply go in the untriggered pile.
Really?
To be observed later.
Cool.
And then we would choose one of the two options on the bottom of the card. Either gain a Raxxon point or get 2 infected from here to here.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Part 1 is not available, so...
So it doesn't even take effect.
So now you can take your
Now
turn.
I will evacuate. And I will evacuate these 3.
Just to make sure I didn't miss anything, might as well play out the rest of the round as intended.
Sure.
Just to make sure we didn't miss any survivors. There's only a couple of cards left here.
And it's your turn.
Okay. So...
You have to flip.
Yeah, I have to flip that. It's that. And then I have to flip something else and something else.
And you have to add.
Yeah, I have to add a card.
Now, does that action take effect first, and then you have to take these actions, so that means you have to flip this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's another carrier.
Oh.
I have to draw a Raxxon card.
Oh my gosh.
Raxxon's Pressure. This card always triggers. As the quarantine facility, Raxxon's representatives are relentless. We're doing things our way. Anyone who wishes to start their own facility is free to do so. Shuffle the untriggered Raxxon pile into the Raxxon draw pile. Remember to put this card in the triggered Raxxon pile. Then move cards from the contained quarantine to the uncontained quarantine according to the player count. Okay. So you have to move one card from here to here. This goes back into the deck somewhere shuffled. I'm not going to worry about it.
Fine.
And this goes into the triggered here.
Interesting.
And also 1 Raxxon point. Okay. And then for my action, I'll just target airstrike these.
Wow.
And that's it. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the draw pile just to see if there's... No, there's not.
No, okay.
So, so we won. Yeah, it's 20. We won.
Cool.
Now, I may have made the game maybe too easy, but then again, we did get lucky on some of those. We played very well, I think. The 7 infected or 8 infected that we had to start with, as opposed to 9, definitely made the game slightly easier. But as you can see, things could have spiraled out of control big time.
Yeah.
But we got lucky, because in some cases, we drew straight across and we rescued. Straight across, we rescued, you know what I mean?
I think I never even used the swap position once.
Well, that's because
you kept doing it.
My action was better than yours, because I only had 1 consequence to your 2.
It seems like she's not that good.
The skilled quarantine, well, here's the thing. The skilled quarantine lets you move cards from here back to here.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is awesome, because you count this when you add cards here.
But then, like, if you get a really nasty Raxxon card, that makes it move back. So
did you have a fun experience still, or?
Yeah, I love this game.
You love this game?
I really do. I want to play it.
We played the intro. I know you want to play again. We kind of played like an intro baby version.
Yeah, we did.
But I think I love the fact that this game can be modified to accommodate any skill level, really. If you're not confident in the game or your strategies, just include less infected like I just did. 1 or 2 infected less than the recommended 9 or whatever it was. And you should have an easier time managing everything.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, what's the second option of that?
Option 2. It's horrifying, but there's no going back now. The best way is to keep the city safe is to keep Raxxon secret. Nothing happens there. It's just this triggers and the Raxxon point goes up by 1.
Oh.
Again, when this hits 8, we lose.
So if you chose this one...
You'd have to add a card from here to here.
Okay.
But there'd be no other effect.
Yeah. Except for the option that they tell you to do, which is kind of nasty.
Yeah, this is move all innocent cards in the evacuation pile to the... Yes, you'd have to move...
All the kids.
All of the innocents from here to here.
Wow.
That'd be nasty.
That's crazy. This is fun.
One thing we didn't see I mean, there's a lot of these Raxxon cards, as you can see. And some of them are like characters. Olivia Brown. Aren't you Olivia Brown?
Yeah.
This is part 2. So because she is in the game, part 1 would trigger wherever it is. So certain cards will trigger. Some of them will always trigger. It all depends on...
Yeah, Meryl Wolf. I got a Meryl Wolf.
Meryl Wolf was a character that we didn't use. That's in the box. I think she's
so cool.
Yeah, she is the journalist.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's other characters that we did not use that have different abilities and stuff.
Oh, man.
The next time you can go through this and pick the... Now that you're familiar, you can pick the character that you like the most. I picked the Doctor because of the quarantine.
Yeah,
I figured that would be very useful.
That's fine. We can just play all of them, right?
No.
So the next time we can have 3 characters each.
No.
All
No.
Right,
Then you'd have to have a grid the size of Texas.
That's okay.
Camera. There's only so much camera space.
All right, fine.
All right. So, long story short, you liked Raxxon. You would play this again.
Oh,
This is...
I want to bring this into game night at Phil's.
No.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
No. This is my copy. No one puts their grubby hands on my board
Well,
games.
if he has a demo copy, I would love to play
All right,
it.
fine. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That was Raxxon. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vincent Adeli. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.